And this is our platform for our virtual community called NC Tech Connect. We really have found that this is an awesome way to give you that opportunity to connect with other folks that you might already know in our membership, you might have seen at an event, you might have heard that their company was part of NC Tech, and this is our platform that's basically a marriage of Facebook, LinkedIn, all those social platforms, and it is exclusive to just our membership. So when you create your profile, I did send a link in the emails about today's event to register your profile. It will have your name, your work, your organization email, and your title, and you can add a picture. And once that is approved, where we make sure that your company is a member, so you're eligible to participate, you would find yourself here in the NC Tech Connect home group. As you can see, we've got over 350 members currently in the platform itself. And then over here on the left-hand side, under that main home group, you'll find different groups, subgroups, that you can join based on interest. If you're part of one of our leadership groups, or if you would fall under one of our peer network executive network groups. So I'll touch on those in just a little bit here. But to cover the basics of the feed here in your member lounge of the NC Tech Connect homepage, you can write a post at the very top. There are different options if you want to just post a discussion. Hey everyone, just wanted to say hello. You can post a poll. I'm wondering if you all can help me. What's the best application to use for XYZ? I'm researching for my company. You could even share an opportunity. We're looking to add to our team. Anybody know of any tools that are great to use for this or that? So really where you can just get engaged in the conversation here. You can also view all of the members that are part of the group. Right now we're in the main home group, and you can view all 353 folks here. It's really cool because you can search in the member directory by name, by other keywords. So if you wanted to know who all at NC Tech is in here that I could talk to while I'm in NC Tech Connect. So you can see all of our profiles here. You can open one and see which groups we're in. You can message individual people within the platform right here. So you would just click message, and I'll tell you in just a moment a few of the really easy ways that you can interact, but one of those is through the desktop version, of course, which I'm showing you here. You can also look by name. I think my friend Michelle told me she's in the platform and told me about a group I should join once I'm there. So you can find your friend here by that name, your colleague, to make sure that they're all set up in here. And if not, you can invite them to join. So definitely a great way to see who all is in here. Back on the feed, once you scroll down, the first two posts are going to be highlights. Those are always going to appear at the top. And one of those is going to be our NC Tech Connect rules of engagement, a welcome post, an introductory post, whatever you'd like to call it. So just explaining what you can do here, some things we'd like you to keep in mind. This is a collaborative platform. We hope to keep the conversation going versus a sort of solicitation type of communication. So connecting with each other, sharing information, resources, and things like that. So those are noted here in the welcome post under the highlighted section. And we often bring in a different highlighted post depending on what we've got going on. We do a What's Up Wednesday post that is included in here by our Nano, the NC Tech Connect robot mascot. And Nano likes to just throw out some conversation starters. For example, yesterday Nano asked, what's your favorite fall activity? Where do you go in North Carolina to do those activities? Do you have pictures? So every week it'll be something different. We would love to have as many people as we can share their ideas, their comments, their suggestions there, fun facts about yourself, because we want to make this about getting to know the other members on more than just my title is X, my organization is Y, and what I do every day in my role. We want to know what you do outside of those roles as well. So as you go down through, you can change the filter if you'd like to see which posts were most recently acted upon, whether that's someone commenting, someone appreciating, or you can filter by which posts were most recently sent through, and that would be what I have here. So it is our CEO's 12-year anniversary today, and he was just sharing how grateful he has been for 12 years to be the CEO and president of NC Tech. You can do an introduction post and say hi to each other when you see other introduction posts and past posts. So we have had some folks in here for over a month now, and you'll see there's a lot of posts that you can scroll down and read. We also do Trivia Tuesday. So to give you an idea of how you can interact with all these different posts, if you get an email notification and you see a post that you'd like to comment on, it will give you instructions. Just reply to this email and you can comment right there from your email inbox. You can also log into the platform online, and there's a mobile app. It's currently called Mobilize, Mobilize, and then you would log in with the credentials that you create when you register your profile. We are hoping to brand it as NC Tech Connect soon, so stay tuned for that. It might look and feel a little different as far as the branding, but once you're logged in on the app, you'll get notifications just like you would through the emails, and you can interact on the app as well. So Trivia Tuesday, when you see the 4 choices, you can just click in your email and it'll send your answer. We get a lot of really great responses on our trivia posts every Tuesday. The one we did this week was how many U.S. presidents have been named James, and the answer is 6. You can see a lot of people were fooled on that one. So other fun ways that we get you all engaged. We also have the ability to post resources, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in some of our subgroups. Does anyone have any questions about the main group, which is basically the homepage of the community, before I move on? Okay. The subgroups, if you don't see a button that says view all, that means you're currently viewing all of the potential groups that you can join. It may look slightly different on yours because I have added myself to all of them. It might show suggested groups, but you'll be able to see all 15 groups here. These interest groups, from cybersecurity down to women in tech, are groups that anyone that's part of our community can join. These leadership and peer groups below are closed so that approval is required in order to join one. Our leadership groups are different groups of our leadership, whether that's volunteer leadership like our ambassadors, or our board of advisors, which is a membership add-on. And then our board of directors is our governing board for the association. So only people who are currently on our board of directors would be able to engage and interact in that group. The peer groups are for certain C-suite level executives, which you can see the first 3. And then also for a few other groups, such as enterprise site leaders, someone at a large organization that has a very significant presence here, but that's not necessarily their headquarters, and also our tech CEOs, so a CEO of any sort of tech organization that is a member. So you'll receive a note that says these are pending approval. And we are going to hopefully get some descriptions up here so you understand a little bit better which groups are for which groups. But please go ahead and add yourself to any of these interest groups. I'm going to show you just a little bit more about how that works in our Women in Tech interest group. This was the first group we have incorporated with a large event since we created the platform. We had our Summit for Women in Tech last week, and we asked all attendees, members, to create their profile, and then we directed them to the Women in Tech group. We made sure they were added to that upon joining the virtual community. And this is where we are posting content to continue the discussion from that event. So this was one of our motivational moment speakers, and everyone said, I'd love to have that video afterward. So even though the recorded content is available, we're also sharing it here. And that's a great perk. So maybe you weren't able to attend the summit, but we're still going to be having that conversation going forward. You can meet people who did go to the summit and share thoughts with them as well. You can see people are sharing their thoughts. You can also post articles that you'd like to share. And we even have had some of our team post a couple polls. Hey, what did you think of the format? How did the event go? So under the resources tab is where I have been directing everyone to our resources we would like to provide. So anything that was mentioned in the chat, I put that in here so people could come back and find it, because of course that chat is gone once the event is over. So we're going to continue to add to that. Same thing here for our diversity and inclusion network. It's a subgroup here in our Connect group, home group, and we're posting different things. Global Diversity Awareness Month is October, so our Director of Programs, Tracy, posted that. You can also see people are asking questions, getting each other's thoughts on different initiatives and things that they're tackling. So you can really get your peers' input and advice. Sharon here actually also shared an event that ties into Global Diversity Awareness Month. So please feel free to share those kind of resources with our members as well. If your organization is doing something and you'd like to get that out here, in addition to our partner events page of our website. Any questions on subgroups? Now these will send you notifications every day as to the activity that happened the day before. So if you join all 6 or however many interest groups, you would get 6 different emails, and you can change those notifications. You can make it more so that you get an email notification and app notification every time someone shares something. You can also say, I don't want to get notifications. I will come in here on my own. So you can change that. We have it set to send you a daily recap. And that way, you can kind of tailor it there, but I've found that it's really not that cumbersome, since you can interact right there through your email to respond to something, share your own comment, vote on a poll. So the emails are really I would say pretty helpful in staying engaged, but that is up to you. Any questions about the subgroups? We will probably be adding to these.
We did have one question about whether you need to make a separate login for Connect.
Yeah, so this is not attached to our info hub. That is our member database, where we keep track of everyone who's a member and people that work for those organizations. So what we do is send the invitation link, which I sent in my email just about 30 minutes before we started. It is also found in a few different places on the website, where we have a page for NC Tech Connect on our own website. Once you create your profile, and you can make that the same credentials, I'm no one to make recommendations, but if you want to make them the same kind of credentials, they're not tied together, so it wouldn't, stop you from doing that, but they are separate platforms. Erin, will you send the registration link into the chat real quick? So that's just your initial setting up your profile. Connect.nctech.org, which Erin shared in the chat, is where you would log in, but it is sticky. So I have been logged in forever and ever and ever, and it hasn't kicked me out. So if you ever find that you need to log in on your computer once you create your profile, it's connect.nctech.org. The app is great too. It's called Mobilize in the Apple and Google stores, or Android stores on Apple. So I don't know what the other one's really called. It's a little bit more basic in interface. Some of the features, like these awesome graphics at the top, are not as big or don't show, but you can definitely respond and post through the app as well. Let me think. Anything I am missing? If you haven't already made your filled out your profile registration form, go ahead and do that as soon as you can. It'll just take us a little bit to make sure it matches our member database, and we'll approve you. And then you can see all the different posts. You can see all the different groups. You can start to add yourself to them. It only adds you to the home group upon registration. Any other thoughts or questions? I didn't get to read the chat, so let me just. Okay. So definitely get in here, check them out, look at all the different groups. We will probably add to these down the road at some point. We're looking to maybe add some calendar events where we would say, join us for our diversity and inclusion NC Tech Connect meetup. That way you can see each other, everyone who's in the group. So keep an eye out on our calendar for that. If we don't have any other questions about NC Tech Connect, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing.